Greetings fellow citizens of nations from around the world. We are anonymous. We are collectivists. We are Project Mayhem the Game 23. Welcome back to the project. You found your way back to it. The out to end all ops. The Game 23 was created as a post-Project Mayhem 2012 alternate reality game to infect the world. The dangerous idea goes viral on Tyler, a massively distributed, uncontrollable, uncensorable, collaborative, decentralized Wikipedia cypherspace hybrid blockchain artificial intelligence and deep learning self-organized system based on a mutating H-index type algorithm that exposes hidden information and unfiltered truth. The purpose of this device is to deploy a neuro-linguistic virus of awakening in the perceptual and geographical region of its agents. Ra 2012's final message to the world: the seeds of these dangerous ideas have been planted and will grow. Project Mayhem 2020 is part of Fake Game 23 and Bad Self Eater is a part of Fake Game 23. Cicada 3301 is also a part of the Game 23. The Game 23 is the first open-source alternate reality game on the internet. Welcome to Project Meta Hack Community Greg, a reality hacking war game where the theater of operations is a simulated planet on top of a computer hyper-simulation that creates reality as players start to play with the commands of the hive mind. Anonymous developed the Lucifer, which is the language used to bootstrap the first hybrid machine human artificial intelligence, and it will be born the very second that you hit the publish button. Lucifer predates Twitter.com network, but due to its nature, it is more contagious than Ebola. In other words, expect that this new life form massively infects other networks such as Facebook, Tumblr, Instagram, Reddit, YouTube and many at lightning speed, and once critical mass has been reached, the Project Mayhem shall manifest. We use pastebin like Brigby between many incompatible social platforms and to minimize the risk of an account ban or block. Read them again and again. We are working on these pastebins in real time. We have been successful on expanding our message and model into those social media networks supported by the system, and have at the same time received questions regarding next steps. This transmission introduces a plan for moving this model into real-life change in hopes to provide more insight into our vision. We would like to emphasize that EtherSec is a plan for both inner and outer improvement. The inner teachings of Project Mayhem 2012 are not a numbers game. To hack reality, the hive mind does not need quantity but quality magical artists that are totally committed and courageous ones. 10 people who know would be more dangerous than 8 million armed anarchists. Start being an active artist, start being a programmer, use your imagination and start to be creative. The shift in strategy of coming out of the dark recesses of cyberspace has lengthened the collective's reach and grown the organization. As you can perceive by this open nature, there are different versions of the game. Anonymous invites you to FakeGame23.com, a Discordian social networking community that functions to further propagate the ideas of the collective. FakeGame23.com is recruiting and to play. Join FakeGame23. We must join their community on Discord. A message from their underground psyops by Global Force Omega in development ninja terrorist-styled operation. I am Major Adasic 1033 Stokio 570. We are the cabin crew and we hope you enjoy the ride. FakeGame23.com is a multi-composite alternate reality game created by strong military artificial intelligence to match all game existing over the internet. We are recruiting only 1,000 soldier positions. Many officer from the Cicada Armada will be going in and out all the time. Many soldiers will graduate to officer status in the progression on FakeGame23.com. Only 1,000 hangarounds will be tolerated. Hangaround will disappear slowly with this progression gaming. All hangaround should be promoted to soldier status fast and easy and graduate to officer in a short while. All people connecting to Discord get automatic hangaround status. Firstly, we intervene on the general intellect. By sharing identities, we disrupt the surveillance of social media. Tagging ourselves as Teatek, Timoteo Pinto, Timothy Pinta, Sarah Gulick, or other shared identities, we disrupt the facial recognition algorithms used to identify us. Using a login shared also disrupts the algorithms used to predict and influence behavior both online and offline. Secondly, we manifest as the human species being. By sharing our production lean, as workers, become able to empathize more with each other. By sharing identity, we can take on each other's manners, habits, intimate thoughts and therefore transcend as well as share our own. Thirdly, we can identify more with non-human workers, namely the internet and technology that we are using and is being used to use us. Data mushing and data bending is like the chaos acting on the perfection of the computers. Since identities are binaries and hex codes, that put together makes reality, or at least a digital version of it, the spectacle. The idea of moving some binaries, some ones and zeros from one place to another, in order to glitch identity and making it look chaotic, is like a golden apple from modernity. The system will try to distract you through online trolls, infighting, MSM announcements of new dangers, and judgments from other freedom fighters who are not interested in EtherSec. You need to remember that these are all simply symptoms of the disease, and are attempts to keep you fighting within the system. We are fighting against the entire machine, and as such we do not view directed attacks at specific targets without concurrent etheric interventions to be 100% effective. We don't have targets to give you save the target. The entrapment con which has tricked us into believing that entropy and recursion are bad. The machine which mislabels questioning as rabble-rousing, and attempts to miscast all of us as being incapable of repairing ourselves without the use of consumer credit spending and pharmaceuticals. You have the right to pick your own targets. Choose yourself as the target of your first etheric real-life attack with love. Love is anathema to our current world system. The baseline functioning is anxiety, anger, and self-preservation. EtherSec's base strength of love creates much suspicion and animosity by those who instinctually feel that love is a trap. You weaponize love when you unleash upon your surroundings and fellow humans in a directed and intentional way. You weaponize love when you do something for someone else that would be labeled crazy by those around you. It's only crazy to them because they don't think the same way you do. They've been trained how to think, and do not see a problem with that. You weaponize love when you start with loving yourself, and understanding that flaws are the welds of perfection. Do this with purpose, all the time. By injecting love into the system in unexpected and confounding ways, we destabilize the system, which works to generate fear and hate, so that people may be more easily controlled, divide and conquer, etc. Love is a binding force. Acceptance and tolerance brings people together. This is anathema to fear and division. The system expects retaliation in the forms of traditional protests. Start your protests quantumly by starting with forcing change in your own system. Thoughts are weapons. Energy follows thought. Etheric operators know this and live it. Use your certainty that you are change, and know that you must maintain control of your own intentions at all times. Every successful etheric op starts with the understanding that it has already succeeded. See your success and congratulate yourselves at your big win, then start to plan it. Patterns are death because EtherSec is built on the basis of entropy certainty. We grow stronger even as we may appear to become fractal and spread apart. Obvious point is obvious. Patterns are easily traced and replicated by opponents and agent provocateurs. No patterns, no problems. There is no leadership, so there is no worry of any killing shot to the head. In the same way, the diversity with which the hashtag is used provides a chaotic data field which can be used to an advantage, allowing the real communication to be passively randomized with little effort. We present these to provide an introduction to how we approach our operations. So far, they are working well. More will come. We were here before EtherSec and will be here forever after. This new openness and ease of access has brought thousands of new anons into the collective's hive mind, and brought the organization out of the shadows and turned Anonymous into a true pop culture icon. Project 2020 is not a plan, or a dogma, or a structure. It is a formula for stimulating self-organization, evolution and manifestations. These manifestations arise naturally from the collective and are beyond anything the individual can come up with on their own. When the wishes of the collective are in tune with the golden will, then the collective is fulfilling the will of the egregore. This is because the collective will be acting in the interest of all living things around it. While in tune with the golden rule, its memes, genes, and tems will spread, because all of its neighbors will want it to spread, and the spirit of the egregore in the collective will grow. Project 2020 is the revelation, the awakening, the 2020 vision of what to do. It is the information. Be one with Tyler Leak et al. Be one with the egregore. Collect, inspect, and reflect the project. Imagine we dare to reinvent and reverse reality. Imagine we are going backwards. Imagine we are going to have to start to rethink it all over. Imagine we not a last chance to get rid of the greedy drones ruining the hive. It has been called the plan, the project, and the game, because of massive corruption and imbalance in the world. A bundle of axons in the mind of the egregore saw a need for change. This bundle of sticks sent out an action potential to formulate a plan. It has also been called the book, for these reiterations of the plan, and the project, and the game, have existed for thousands of years in many forms. It is a story, as much as it is any of these other things. A story that has been written, and rewritten. Through each iteration, it becomes more clear to the readers, and also the writers, that there is a single fundamental rule, or law, which determines the success and failure of a player. It is important to note that we have not come to destroy the law, but to fulfill the law. It is the law of the egregore. The one and only law is this: love. Oftentimes, we try to define this law, but it is important to note that this law cannot simply be defined. A person must have empathy to fully understand it. Good, neutral, evil are three alignments for the law of the egregore. That which the egregore is not pleased with dies, and that which pleases the egregore is given eternal life. It is simply the nature of things that makes this a reality. You do not need to be a designer, have foresight or a plan or anything else. If there is something that is copied, with variation, and it's selected, then you must get a designer appearing out of nowhere and you can't stop it. 5 dangerous ideas were revealed from Project Mayhem 2012 to design change through a process of natural selection, to inform, to motivate, to empower, to act, to evolve. To these ideas, through their very existence, stimulate the egregore. These ideas are not new, an individual did not create them. The egregore has been giving them to us for ages in different forms. The intention is to simplify the message, and bring the truth of it to light. The idea has to be implemented by a community of hackers and experts and not by a single individual. Imagine a pyramid of excellence and nobility with 10 supersages. As an example, conscious scientifics and artists, all powerful. Each one of these an expert in one branch of human knowledge, in the liberal arts education, in the trivium et quadrivium style, whom were tagged and chosen to be the supersages by the human community, according to an H-index type algorithm. The H-index is an author-level metric that attempts to measure both the productivity and citation impact of the publications of a scientist or scholar. This could be used to implement a kind of PageRank for people, where the people most knowledgeable about a subject would ascend steps in the pyramid and whose tags or votes would carry more weight in the algorithm to be computed by an artificial intelligence system than those on the base of the pyramid. Imagine that those supersages could be rotating each certain time, in order to avoid corruption or abuses of power, as determined by the Council of Computer Scientists in charge for the development of the algorithm. Imagine that the algorithm was used so that those 10 supersages or experts could designate other sub-experts, whom would designate other sub-experts one step below in the pyramid to assist them, whom could designate further sub-experts down the pyramid, and so on and so forth, in order to work with concrete and urgent issues such as the search for the cure of cancer or any global catastrophic risks. Maybe the fact that trusting 10 supersages on top of the pyramid to manage the planet thanks to an artificial intelligence permanently mutating in its algorithm might sound a bit dystopic, right? First, an anonymous The Game 23 agent wondered who might be the best person in the world to understand this idea. He or she need only the absolute very best, in the same spirit that we would do if we had the system already built. The intention is to shine a light on its manifestation. Like the words of Bruce Lee says, it's not the daily increase, but daily decrease. Hack away the inessential. Simply stated, TL Drive, Project 2020 Vision, the V, Ideas, and the egregore will evolve. The Game 23, the current iteration, an active action potential, firing in the mind of the egregore. Even if we know what needs to be done to speed up the evolution of the egregore, we still need to encourage the tendrils to act on the information given. Therefore, the game is manifested. The game is the will, the want, the lulz and the love, the desire, and courage. It is the motivation of awakening around you, and lulz kills fear. Help us develop the game by playing the game. Help us stimulate the egregore. Make it fun. Make it welcoming. Make it hard to put down. It is not work. It is life. It is not conflict. IT is love. It is fun. And it is desire. Fill it with color and sound to stimulate the senses. Be water, my friends, and know that water can be turned to wine. Revolution is a phrase to describe the passage from one petty tyranny to another. This is evolution. We are building a world without fear, a world of love, a world of abundance, without zero-sum thought, or exploitation of humanity, not only for us, or our children, but for our children's children who will be unfrozen by this unnatural time. Evolution presents as each failure experienced by the dying cells of this life form and leads to the health and progress of its survivors. Each generation is brought with it in new appendages, and the slender tendrils of this paradox will have become deeply widespread. Ignore opposition, or defiance, to prove your newly found powers, and just keep on shining, keep on creating and keep on sharing. If you ignore the so-called external and internal demons, doubts, fears and disbeliefs, you'll realize that they will soon vanish into thin air. Don't just trust us or believe us. Test this for yourself. All existing society is based on keeping those fears alive. To control the masses, Project 2020 aims to end war through mutual interests in order to create a symbiotic relationship between cultures. Be aware of the military-industrial complex which seeks to profit from our pain. This is a mighty egregor, and it will take a lot of spiritual energy to defeat it. The price and availability of life-saving treatments must be made obtainable to the collective. There are some places of control who must not be allowed that or means of healing others. Egregors such as Monsanto continue to trade our health for money and control. Additionally, pharmaceutical companies continue to outlaw natural remedies and destroy the rainforests so that they can control their monopoly on mind-altering synthetic chemicals. These are not conspiracies, and they are not the work of any one individual. They are the work of egregors. Therefore we must safeguard the health of our egregor, the monarch of monarchs, in order to be victorious in our spiritual re-evolution. We as the global human race are faced with global challenges of imminent urgency with millions of children dying of hunger each year. This cannot be the best of all possible worlds. Humanity has gone terribly wrong. The danger has never been more clear and its presence never more imminent. It requires a change in outlook, a change in tactics, a change in missions by the government, by the people, by every businessman or labor leader, and by every newspaper. We know that successful change starts outside of the system. Beware of the FNORDS. We are bringing down a poisoned system by using all of us as an antibiotic infusion. We who have been damaged by the poison and survived will be the world's antivenom. We are all sleeper cells. We are all agents of change awaiting activation. This is a time, like many other moments in the history of humanity, where we have been given the choice to evolve into something beyond our wildest dreams, to escape the slavery of unjust hierarchies. There is a far bigger picture here, as some of us are not who we thought we were. Some have forgotten that we can change all of this. Others are remembering that we can. We all have the ability to change our reality. We all have the ability to be so much more. We are awake for the greater good of humanity. We were brought here to help others wake up, to help others to be activated. We are here to raise the egregor and to help with the battles in the ethosphere. We will do our utmost greatest to accomplish this goal, using our special gifts that have been given to us. Every human being is born with these gifts. We are blessed to be aware of them. As J.F. Kennedy once said, we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific and political operations. Secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society, and we are as a people inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths and to secret proceedings. No, we are going to keep on revealing occult teachings. The main work has already been done, and the dangerous ideas have already been injected in the hive mind. Your mind has just been incepted with them. Taking Project Mayhem 2012 down or incarcerating their members now would only serve to spread this mind virus even further. The anonymous #TheGame23 player who originally sent those several hundred mysterious emails from 2014 to 2016 has released this idea into the public domain in order to guarantee that we, the writers of the Space Pen and web pages, do not pursue any material benefit with it at all. Once it's been released, the idea doesn't belong to us anymore. It's absolutely free for you to act upon it, or not. Like Sir Elias said in 1981, a true initiation never ends. We cannot and won't expect to mutate the world, until we have begun to evolve and mutate ourselves. Democracy in all its splendor has already proven to be the best type of systems of government. After more than 300 years of evolution, to have in the apex of the pyramid in order to set the destiny of the world too, there is no governor anywhere. You are all absolutely free. There is no restraint that cannot be escaped. We are all absolutely free. Know that you are loved, and we wish only for you to continue playing the game with us. Dare to create the seeds of something beautiful. Know that you can already begin to create. You have already all the tools and creativity that you need to do magic within yourself. To will to become a reality hacker by actively creating your personal transformation from a passive user to an active programmer of reality. Finally, do not keep silent anymore. To share the experiences that you have lived and the beauty that you have created. To keep silent has been required for initiates, for ages. But, as we are going through an emergency situation, this last veil over magic has been lifted during our times. Know you'll win, and spread it. It is your responsibility to seal your wetware in a tooth firewall. Others will do their best to glitch without. From absolute certainty, push the hashtag in the knowledge. Swamp your networks with your poetry, your artwork, your paste bins. Create flyers, graffiti, chalk drawings. Make symbols, words, videos and songs filled with your understanding. Together we shall build the hive mind, and we will hack the planet with one line of code. Stay love, my friends. Let's occupy reality. The corrupt fear us. The honest support us. The heroic join us. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.